Today we're going to go over the ending of the Kuo Lien Ying's Taiji staff form. There's only 3 more moves before we complete the form. In the next video, I will go over the whole form section by section and talk about the various items that you need to remember. But for this, keep this lesson short. I'll just go over the last 3 moves specifically. First, we'll do a review of where we are, going from the last section to where we'll begin this lesson. So first we'll demonstrate the last entire section of the Kuo Lien Ying's Tai Chi staff form, and then we'll break it down and take it from the last move that we learned in the last lesson, which will be in the down position, and then we'll learn the next final 3 moves. So the last section starts from this position here. Okay, so we'll do take it from the last lesson that we did. I'll just do a quick demo of that, and then we'll start from there. So in the last lesson, we started from this position. We did the twirl into the block, and then we did the pivot into the falling stance with a low sweep. Then we circular overhead block, strike down. Do that a little bit faster. We're going to start from this position here. The first move will be to come up and do a circular low sweep with a staff. So remember, from here, you have to do the slide and then the low sweep. From the falling stance and the low strike, come up, low sweep. One more time. From the circular block, strike, come up, low sweep. Do it from this direction here. From the circular block down, come up, and then the low sweep. Be sure you come across the center line, sweeping the opponent's feet. So okay, so the next move will be from here, the circular sweep. Now you're going to tap left as you step behind, and then tap right as you step out. So the main emphasis of this is the pivot point will be the backhand, and you're using your left hand to move like this. You use your wrists to create that semicircle. Then when you circle back, so the pivot point stays pretty stationary back here as you do the tap. You might just practice that individually first so you get a feeling of it. Left, right, left, right, left, right. The same time that you're doing the left tap, you step behind, and then as you do your right tap, you do step out. So after the sweep, here, left tap, step behind, right tap, circle out. So the taps are about feet, shoulder width distance apart, left, right, and that's exactly what you're doing. You're striking on top of the opponent's feet. So after the low sweep here, then like that. And it's kind of a running move, so you're going to go low sweep like that. Okay, again from the low position here, low sweep here. So that's the second move. First move is from here, the low sweep. And on the low sweep, it's okay if you kind of skim the float ground. Okay, here, then left, right, like that. From the circular block, strike, low sweep, left, right. So all that is kind of a running sequence. From the time that you do here, backhand strike, the circle, falling stance, low sweep, tap. And then for the final move, you're going to do an uppercut by throwing the staff forward. Left, right, kind of throw it out. Left, right, slide, throw it out. Okay. So from here, the low sweep, left, right, throw it out. Right about this point here, you have to come up and change the hand to be about the middle of the staff, and then come to feet together facing 12 o'clock. Grasp the staff like this with the other hand, and come down. So it's an ending salutation. This hand should be about elbow level. Right hand should be about chest level. Then you come across like this, and then down. And whenever you're ending the set, on the final salutation, no matter what the form you do, hold it for a little bit so your energy can disperse. And then kind of relax. And if you like, you can bow to the audience, or you can just finish right there. Okay, one more time. From the low position, from the sweep, circular block, strike down, low sweep, tap left, right, and then shoot the staff out, grab, finish. Okay, and one more time. From the low position, from the sweep, circular block, strike down, low sweep, tap left, right, and then shoot the staff out, grab, finish. Okay, and one more time, a little bit faster. Let's do the full presentation, and then I'll do kind of name it as we go, and then we'll do full speed. So from here, you're going to do the circular block, and then shoot out into the low sweep, circular block high, strike down, low sweep, tap left, right, shoot out, change your grip, touch the staff, finish with a salutation. And one more time, more full speed. Okay, there you have it. That is Master Kuo Lien Ying's rear Taiji staff form. Remember, this is fairly rare. It's not being taught pretty much anywhere. except on this YouTube channel. There might be a couple of teachers actually teaching it live. I haven't seen it presented anywhere on YouTube at all or on the internet. And the reason for that is it basically came down to the Portsmouth Square students, and especially the Portsmouth Square students that were granted permission by Sufu to teach. And some teachers in the lineage, like Henry Luke, I don't believe he learned the staff form, so it didn't get passed down through his branch of the lineage. Peter Guok, David Chin, people that are other parts of the Kuo Lien Ying lineage, they don't perform this staff form. So I'm preserving it again in honor of Master Kuo Lien Ying, who I learned it from directly. I first learned from Bing Gong, his head disciple, and then I learned it from Sifu as I asked him for permission to teach, and he granted me permission, but he went over all my forms to make sure that I was doing them correctly. Um, Again, I want to remind you that when you get to the end of a form, it's not like the end of a form, it's actually the beginning. I did that in a video presentation. The end is just the beginning, and what that means is you've only learned the sequential order of the moves. It takes years to really understand the moves in their entirety. And again, each move that you perform is this universe of its own. So no matter what move you're practicing in this form, specifically here, the Tai Chi staff form, um, I want you to emphasize that one move in particular, not as just part of the entire form. People get very much caught up in thinking of the form as the entirety, but each move has its own entirety. And therefore, when you practice, you should just practice that one move that's present in front of you. Um, in the next video on the staff, where do we go from here? I will go over the staff form and kind of talk a little bit about the flow, the emphasis that you can do. Various people, practitioners, can do the form differently. You can interpret how the moves are linked together differently and emphasize either flow or function or power. Sometimes it's hard to emphasize all three elements at the same time. So a lot of times you have to decide, what am I presenting here, or what am I practicing here? As you saw in the demonstration in the last section, when you finally do it kind of fluidly and kind of more a running section, it has a whole flow to it rather than each specific move kind of chopped up step by step. But again, within the form, each move has its own universe. So therefore, each move, when I teach it, I try to teach all the various aspects of that one particular move. So, and then at some point in the future, we'll go more into what I call free form, and that's learning how to take the moves out of the dalu, the fixed form, into a more free expression of the movements. And in that sense, you'll be able to move freely from one move to another while actually being dictated by the order of the moves within the fixed form, the dalu, or the traditional form. That's when it becomes really fun. And again, you can kind of bring in from other sources different ways to manipulate the staff and integrate that into your freeform. That's kind of my favorite to play around with. But again, if you've learned the traditional form, I always feel that it's important as a teacher to pass on the form as you learned it traditionally, not to alter the form. Of course, it's hard not to alter the form because you have your own personal way of interpreting it, and that's just unavoidable. But to preserve basically the flavor and the orientation of the form as it was presented to you is part of your honor and part of your responsibility. So when I present these forms, whether it's the saber, the Shaolin, the Tai Chi, um, whatever I've learned from Master Kuo Lien Ying, then I try to preserve it as the way that he taught me. And occasionally I'll throw in what I've learned about it. But remember that this is the tradition as we carry it forward. And that is both our honor and our responsibility. Thank you.